Nice guys working to make a difference.
Hello, everyone. It's time for a special edition of Weather University. You're saying, well, Matty D, what's so special about it? Is the weather breaking? Well, actually, there is a tornado watch in effect, but we'll get to that maybe later on. But joining me is a real special guest. And this man, well, he needs some introduction, but we talk about it all the time and his product all the time. This is Bruce Fixman. He's the creator and president of WeatheRate. Bruce, thanks for joining us.
My pleasure. Happy to be here.
So we always say, Stormtracker8 certified by WeatheRate. Give us, our viewers, a little bit of understanding. What does that mean, certified by WeatheRate?
So we'll get into the details shortly, but we do a lot of research, and it goes for a full year period. And at the end of that 1 year period, there's only one station that's certified most accurate, and here in Richmond, it's ABC8.
And when you're a meteorologist.
I am.
So you understand the importance of accuracy. So what made you decide, because everybody says, well, I watched the weatherman. He called for partly cloudy with a 30% chance of rain. There's my voice right for the viewer. And it didn't rain in my house, so he's wrong. But that's not always the case. You found a way to mathematically kind of put some numbers to right and wrong. Yeah,
that's right. So we verify a lot of different things. Of course, we got the high and low temperatures, but we didn't stop there because we wanted something more than a middle school project. Let's verify the accuracy of the weather. It's more than highs and lows. So we also verify sky cover, precipitation, the timing of the precipitation, strong winds, dense fog, severe thunderstorms, and of course, we got snow and ice accumulation as well. So it's a pretty comprehensive research that we do.
And in the behind-the-scenes world, we and all the stations log into kind of like a grid where we input our numbers. And it's over a 4-day period, and some of the day parts are broken down. And really, you want to have a score of, and I always say this, like golf, 0 means you want to be on par, hit the number exactly. And the further away you are, the worse you become.
That's right. I must have been thinking golf when I came up with this formula, the scoring algorithm, all those years ago.
And how long has WeatheRate been around?
We started conducting research back in 2003. So we've been doing it for quite a while, and I think we've gotten pretty good at it, verifying TV forecasts.
You certainly have. And you have a very large client base. How many stations are involved? How many cities? Things like that.
So we do 2 different researches. The first and the biggest from the original was English-speaking markets, and we do the 100 largest English-speaking markets. So that's anywhere from New York City being the largest TV market to stations on the smaller end, somewhere like Burlington, Vermont size. And then we also do some research in the 25 largest Spanish-speaking markets as well, and Puerto Rico. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and we get to verify lots of different types of weather.
And you're always kind of tweaking what we as stations are putting in to continue to strive for better accuracy. Like, I think this year you did something with cloud cover to really focus in on mostly cloudy days versus partly cloudy. Those types of tweaks are done all the time by your team.
Yeah, so for many, many years, we verified dense fog, for example. You had to get 3 hours of a quarter mile less visibility. And then we sat back and we said, you know what, this doesn't make sense because dense fog is such an important element. If somebody's driving and all of a sudden they're in one fog bank and they know it. So we decided that one observation of a quarter mile or less will verify dense fog in the area.
Interesting. And what other elements, you mentioned timing of the precipitation, and you break that down into different day parts. If I remember correctly, I think it's like a 6 a.m. to noon, a noon to 6 p.m. You do some different, because it might be, as we often see, sunny in the morning, but then all of a sudden those thunderstorms erupt in the afternoon, and that is a different type of forecast.
Right, because a broad brush, it's going to rain tomorrow. Well, that's nice, but I'm going to walk the dog in the morning, or I'm going to be working on the roof in the afternoon. We needed a little more detail on that first day especially, so that's why we broke it down into those 3 periods. Like I said, morning, afternoon, and evening.
When a station, goes into this forecasting program, it ends, you said, it's kind of like a March to March, if I remember, or February to February. Are the scores calculated every week? Tell our viewers about how the scores are calculated.
Sure. So it is a 1 year period. It starts on March 1st of every year and ends on February 28th. So while we could see the scores update every night, we share this information with the TV professionals out there. They can see them every Monday morning. We update them so they can keep track of how they're doing against the competition, whether they need to pick up their pick up their skills a little bit better.
And in some areas of the country, because I mean, we as a user of WeatheRate, we get to see the scores from all different stations, right? Not just in the Richmond market. Some areas, as you might expect, if you look at San Diego, maybe slightly easier than Richmond when you get thunderstorms and or hurricanes or whatever, or maybe lake effect snow out of the Buffalo market. There's a lot of variations. So while the scores may be lower, you really have to hone in your skills based on the climate that you're in.
That's true. Now, we're based in Phoenix, Arizona. Very, very boring place for a meteorologist.
Right.
I don't know what I was thinking when I moved there. It must have been the nice weather.
Right.
Yeah, so anyway, the scores in Phoenix are certainly reflective of much better scoring what happened in Phoenix versus a Green Bay or Richmond even. Because from here, you get that easterly flow some days, and it's just you're socked in. And by us, it's just sunny 320 days a year or something crazy like that.
I mean, speaking of Phoenix, I mean, just talking about this spring/summer, I think you guys hit, 116, 120 days of 100 or better in a row, or some crazy number?
Yeah, it was crazy. And here we are, late September, and I think the forecast high today is 113. I am so happy to be here in Richmond.
Meanwhile, we have a tornado watch, as I mentioned when we opened up, but I guess it is a little bit better.
Again, happy to be there for that, too.
Exactly, right?
A little weather action.
Yeah, it is a little weather action, and we got to kind of get things going today, and we're on the watch for that. Bruce, off air we were talking. You went to SUNY Oswego, got your degree in meteorology. That's a pretty tough place to forecast, and let alone weather can be wild.
I loved it. I chose SUNY Oswego, upstate New York, about 45 minutes north of Syracuse, because I love snow. Again, why am I in Phoenix?
I was going to say that.
But yeah, I went there specifically for the snow, the lake breezes, the land breezes. It was so much little micrometeorology going on, versus including the lake effect snow squalls. It was terrific. I could tell you a quick story if you'd like.
Yeah.
The night before a chemistry final, I walked over to campus to sit in a classroom, nice and quiet to study. It was around 8 o'clock in the evening. By 9 o'clock, I looked out. It was snowing like you wouldn't believe. I was like, you know what? I got about a mile walk home. I better get going. So started snowing at 8. When I woke up at 6 in the morning, we had about 36 inches of snow. So how many hours is that?
I mean, that's 14 hours. Is that right, or less than that? Yeah, but still, incredible, right?
Yeah, it was unbelievable. And guess what? The exam was delayed a whole hour. 3 feet of snow on the ground.
Right, exactly. I mean, just wait for the plows to roll through. I mean, because it's just, that's what they're geared for in upstate New York in that area. And lake effect snow is its own beast itself, for sure. So you were in Oswego. I mean, I got to ask you, because I also do a special podcast called Off the Hook with Matty D. It's a fishing podcast. Did you ever fish the Oswego River or Salmon River? Do any fishing up there?
I did not. I kind of got fished out as a kid. I know some people will say, "Oh no, you're fisherman for life."
Right.
But growing up in Long Island,
you're right surrounded by the Great South Bay.
We used to ride our bikes to go fishing down in just like you said, in the Great South Bay, like daily. Yeah. And then when I got a little bit older, my friends had boats. Those little boats. Yeah. Out in the bay, and we did it like almost every day. And I was like, you know what? I think I'm done with this.
I got you. No, I understand.
This is too much.
For sure. Again, all right, so let me ask you the most serious question. What kind of tips do you have for people like us that are in the lead so we can continue to get in the lead?
Continue to be accurate. It's that simple.
It's that simple.
You just got to be good. Don't let your game down. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon. It's over a whole year. So if you have a bad day, shake it off. Go back out there and give the viewers what they need, which is an accurate forecast.
There you go. Very good. Again, my guest today for Weather University has been Mr. Bruce Fixman, the creator and president of WeatheRate. And Bruce, we thank you so much for joining us today.
It's been my pleasure. I really enjoyed this.
Very good. And again, we'll have another Weather University with Jackie and I coming up on Monday. We'll be talking about, will it be the tornadoes that came through today, if they do, or maybe some nice weather for the middle of the week? Plus, we have the winter solstice coming up in a couple of months. You know, we cover it all here on Weather University. Have a great day, everyone.